Welcome to A Shot of Facts. This is your girl Deja Renee, and this episode is a shot of our second annual Juneteenth Poetry Slam. Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, and Cel-Liberation Day, is a holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the United States on June 19, 1865. Specifically, this is a celebration of the emancipation of the last remaining enslaved African Americans in the Confederacy, where federal troops arrived in Galveston, Texas to take control of the state and to ensure that all enslaved people be freed. This day should be notarized and celebrated more because it is an essential and important piece of African American history. Thus, this is why A Shot of Facts podcast and YouTube show has created our Juneteenth Poetry Slam competition. This competition is created to showcase Black talents and to also celebrate Juneteenth. This competition comprises of 5 young Black artists. Each of them will perform a piece of their poetry, and you, the listeners and viewers, will have a chance to vote on your favorite artist on the Shot of Facts podcast website, which is www.shotoffactspodcast.com. So, without further ado, let's get right into the contestants. Our first contestant is Mariah S. Mariah S is a native Detroiter and spoken word poet. She began writing poetry as a teenager and continued to write and share her work as the years progressed. In October of 2020, Mariah self-published her first poetry book titled Letters to You. She is currently a doctoral student studying sociocultural anthropology and plans to continue honing her craft while preparing for a future in academia. I present to you Mariah S.
When you tell the story, tell the whole truth. Tell them that my anxiety reached rooftops you weren't tall enough to fix. Tell them that it pushed you overboard, but in the midst don't neglect to say the boundaries you missed. Push them far from your consciousness while they sat betwixt my good days and my bad. Your love was all I had, so in those moments where I tried and all you saw was sad, say I was overwhelming, that I was too much for you. But do not fail to mention you weren't approachable. Don't neglect to say the ways in which I went out my way. Tell that I went to the moon and back to restore your rough days. Mention the moments where I needed you and you left me. Remember nights your phone died and my prayers were all that kept me. Recall the times I told you it's either this or that. When you tried to reassure but cleverly covered the facts, you can tell them that you left me. That's okay. Just tell the truth. Don't make it seem like I was crazy in love with you. Don't blame it on my struggles. You know that the end of us has deep roots inside of you. I know I shouldn't care, but keep the story straight so that the page is the same now that we've gone our separate ways. I know you had to leave, but don't blame it on me. Say that despite me being there, your soul was lonely. Tell all the moments you stayed in your head and didn't phone me to say about us you were worried. Tell them you left me in the dark. I could talk about the nights I cried feeling like you didn't want me in bed. I don't know if you tried or had a plan for the truth, but make sure this is in it. Tell them you broke my heart long before intended. Just be honest with it. While I'm left with tremors dreaming of what could have been. Your heart remembers our happiness. It's okay. You don't want it back. If this isn't for you, I'll be fine with that. Just tell the truth to yourself because that's what lies hurt the most. Tell the truth to your heart about why your mind went ghost. Tell the truth to your body when it craves me to host your most intimate moments. Hold the memories close when you tell the truth to your feet as they're walking away. Tell the truth to your fingers as they're typing my name, but they don't hit send. Just tell the truth if it's the last thing you do, because how else will you find closure between me and you?
Our second contestant is Johnny Raymond. Johnny Raymond is a creative and storyteller poet from Baltimore, Maryland. He is the curator of the weekly interview show with other creators known as Poetry Saturday. He is also a math and creative writer teacher in Baltimore, member of the Refuge Creative Collective, and the co-founder of J-Cube Tutoring and Consulting Services, LLP. Now, Johnny has used his art to transform himself into the wordplay artist that currently sets stages ablaze. His use of numerous literary and auditory devices, along with nerd content and word schemes, has allowed him to become more comfortable in his narrative of the Black teacher and the Black plight in America. I present to you Johnny Raymond.
Z wanted me to bring that ultra black. Well, that's on instinct. I'm super. I'm here to bring ultra back, just saying. Sorry for the lateness. I've been dying to resurrect our culture back, but we complain so much that our willingness to act has become what our culture lacks. Like we paid millions to make the college big screen Panther black, and the government was cool with that, as long as we wasn't trying to bring the Panthers back. Even had Cam as the QB, and they metaphorically held the Panthers back. But let's really be about that ultra black. Like Knuck If You Buck is the new national anthem black, or making Black Lives Matter this country's new mantra black, like churches teaching black history black, or if OJ did it still being a mystery black. Ultra black reflects ultraviolet rays to healthy skin folk black. Invitations to the cookout on hold, we only cooking for the kinfolk black. So like FUBU, I pray y'all do it for the culture black. Shout out to all my heroes. Let's go beyond. I'm talking plus ultra black.
Our third contestant is Jay the Poet. Giovanna Plummer, who goes by the stage name of Jay the Poet, is a multi-talented writer. Her proven expertise across genres and mediums has allowed her to hone her skills in different ways. Firstly, she is a journalist and founder of Rebel Media. She is also a 2-time published author and playwright. Finally, she is a rapper and poet who has written many selections. Overall, she is versatile in her skill set. I present to you, Jay the Poet.
Does America ever stop and think, what could we have done differently? If it's meant to be, then it's meant to be. But we have manipulated the mentalities, the museums, the mosaics, the music. I use it, but the U.S. is more you than us because the S's on our chest say slaves. It trickles down like holy water and we think we are saved when we engrave that little white pen into our black skin. Through thick and thin, we say. It's sick the way we are in this abusive relationship and think we can't do better. But the French of the Queen, we make it better with obscene onomatopoeia. We see a word, we coin that shit. It's more appropriate than opportunistic. These linguistics are the real lingo of love, our symbol of community, camaraderie, and common sense. I bet Massa Bill couldn't sense that we say the fence instead of the fence as a defense. Pig Latin from the scraps they left, our mother tongue lingering on every breath. Africa with a little bit of America. They must have thought it was hysterical, the ways we was speaking. It's 2017, so why do we keep the slave dialect, they might ask. Don't you want to bask in the beauty and the struggle? We survived double the slaughter for no recompense. To me, it just don't make sense that we could have every offense but never any defense. It's no wonder black folks are jumping off the deep end and won't even make a peep. It's no wonder why some of us are awake while the rest of us sleep. It's no wonder why we get these fake deep rappers. Would you take a break, please? They probably saying now, because I'm tearing down that high horse as I seek recourse for us, but for me. We are a community of individuals, which is both our weakness and our strength. Our hair can fluctuate in length. Our styles evolve over time. Our language can digress and divert, but still be in accord at the same time. There's something unique about this melanin of mine, the mix of my lighter father and browner mother combined, a manifestation of our melanation that had to be the sun god's creation.
Our fourth contestant is Tesia Session. Tesia Session is a poet from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Last year, she started a creative writing page on Instagram @DopePen to share her work and connect with other amazing Black poets. Ultimately, her goal is to cultivate writing and wellness, bringing health into our community. She writes about the traumas of being brown in this community or the feeling to be free. I present to you Tesia Session.
Imagine being told over and over again to let it go. Let go over 400 years of trauma. Brown folks being stolen, slaughtered, and displaced from their loved ones. Brown folks being brought to a land where they promote land of the free, or better yet, the American dream. For us, I guess you can say we're living the diluted American dream. White America put a system in place to keep us beautiful brown folks enslaved. They know our worth, yet continue to dull our shine. Don't think you'll get too far ahead without the good old boy network stepping on our toes. White America purposely taught us to hate ourselves, creating division between light and dark, creating tension between one another, so it's harder for us to come together and thrive. You know that feeling we get when Frankie, Beverly, and Maze comes on at the cookout, or when we're all on one accord dancing to the electric slide? Let's keep that rhythm of the motherland twisting our feet and our hands moving as freely like a bird, sticking together in order to dismantle this narrative of the diluted American dream. I want my brown folks to understand that our magic is like brown sand.
Our final contestant is Lyrical Faith. Lyrical Faith is an educator, activist, and award-winning spoken word poet from Bronx, New York. She is the founder of Black Greek Poets, which is an artistic platform for members of the Black Greek life community, and the founder of Poetry for Service, which is a nonprofit organization that uses poetry as a platform to create social change in New York City. Through her poetry, she strives to inspire, educate, and advocate intersectional and institutional issues by merging the arts and activism with a faith-based worldview. I present to you Lyrical Faith.
Black boy, black caskets, black funeral, black after party, black as shit music, black trap, black throwback R&B, black hip hop, black hopscotch, black sidewalk, white chalk outline, black media outlets, World Star, hip hop, The Shade Room, Black Entertainment Television, Black Twitter, Black iPhone, Black emojis, Black fists means power to the black people. We learned that from the Black Panther Party circa 1966. To be black and resist is to have a black death wish. Big black sky holds light bright stars. Wouldn't be the first time a black thing was the foundation for white shining. Black and white television, black and white photographs. Blackness be the absence of all light, but yet we woke up like this. Black lips, black nose, black hair, black cheekbones, black girl wrapped tight in her black skin, praying she don't give birth to black children who know what it feels like to be still in black holes 6 deep beneath our feet, getting eaten by black leech, getting eaten like mama called you and all your black cousins to the kitchen to come get you a black feast. Black girl grows up to realize she was whole all along despite being shot at by a black piece. Black woman was being shot at all along by black police until they called it suicide, called it attack on black bodies, call it black on black violence, but yet we've not heard one distraction here except white noise, while black bullets locked and loaded somewhere beat a mass murderer's white toys. So he walk up in the space and we all at the function, fresh to death, arrived on CP time, but we look good though. And in this moment, I remembered why black folk take so long to get ready and always show up late. It's because if we die today, this will be our ghost outfit forever. So you gonna wait.
And this concludes our second annual Juneteenth Poetry Slam competition. Again, I want to thank all of the artists for taking the time out and showing their art and their craft to the world. Again, if you want to vote on your favorite artists, please vote on www.shotofactspodcast.com. Voting will be available for 1 week only, so please make sure to get your votes in. But again, thanks for listening and viewing. Please make sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend about A Shot of Facts and Juneteenth, and I will see you guys later. Peace.